Hi everyone, today I'm going to give you a few tips about how to work with virtual assistants. I'm at one of our properties, our 5-bedroom HMOs. It's a nice sunny day today. In London it's 30 degrees, so it's quite nice to be outside of London. So with virtual assistants, we've been using them for a good year or so now. Some things to keep in mind is, one, or have a good system in place. You get quality output with the input that you give. So explaining things clearly. And one of the best ways to do this is to do a screen recording and talk through the instructions. So for example, I would use a software called Loom, Loom. I would practice doing what I would do once. I would then record it the second time and repeat the exact same thing and talk through the exact steps. And then I'll send the link to them to say, can you please do it for the rest? For example, I've trained our virtual assistant to deal with all our receipts that come in via email and all the receipts when we scanned on Dropbox as well. So that's one thing that we do. The second thing I've also trained them to do is to help me with my social media, to help post it, organize it. So the software I use to organize this is Trello. It's a free organizational tool. People use it as a project management tool and for various other to-do lists. What's nice about it is you can upload photos, videos, and it's all free, and just organize it in a way with different categories. For example, draft, signed off, needs to be edited, and then published as an example. So that's been really helpful. So that allows me to create all my posts in advance, schedule them, and then they'll post them as and when I've scheduled it or when I've asked them to do it. The third thing that we do, which a lot of people may find really helpful, is just searches and research. So I would give specs on researching an area or looking for properties for us. They'll collate it into a spreadsheet where we will then call up and make the bookings, or we'll get an assistant to make the bookings for us to do the viewings. So research is really helpful, but it's always good to do a couple yourself, because then that allows to give a higher quality of instruction to therefore give you a better output. If something's a bit trickier, I always ask them to do just maybe 3 or 5 samples to start with. I don't want them to spend 3 hours on something and the results have come back missing a whole collection data that was really important. So what I would often do is, for more challenging ones or ones where I feel like maybe my instructions could be better, I'll ask them to do 3 or 5 examples, and then I would review it, and then I'll create a second video for them to optimize it. Lastly, the final point is, once you've spent all this time creating the videos, working with them to have the best output, one thing I then ask them to do is to create an operations manual for us. So once they've done the bookkeeping, please put together a manual to explain all the different steps and the different types of bookkeeping, so that I have a reference for any other person to come into the business to help with that. So there you go. There are some few tips there on how to work with a virtual assistant and how I use them within our business that might help you get on and create more time for yourself. Thank you.